Hey, this is Jupiter Exile coming back with more Elden Ring. Just wrapped up an escape room with some friends. We got a very good time. Had a lot of fun. Didn't have to use any hints, so that was cool. All right. In the last 10 minutes, where I got disconnected and then came back, I'm probably not going to put those 10 minutes on YouTube. So if you're just watching the YouTube videos, or just the VOD exports, you're going to be missing 10 minutes of me crossing the Rot Lake. I crossed it just by equipping a dagger and using the quick step skill. The quick step skill is like a dodge and it's not affected by your environment, so you just skirt on through it, hop the whole way. It's basically the same trick you would use in Dark Souls 3 a lot of the time to get through that. So what do we have over here? Looks like we're landing on this. I don't know how much more Halig Tree we have left to explore. Looks like we're getting down on this. And then this can go either all the way to the end, or you can jump off on the left, which would put you on that, which would put you up there, then you would jump into something. So let me check around the side of this. Okay, it doesn't look like anything to me. Unless maybe you can hop down into the midway there. That might be possible, but I don't know. Jump onto this. Run this to the end, and we're on this. So you can either go down from here where I see a purple thing, which is probably pretty useful, or we can go up from here into this. And then here, message says, yeah, go in there, basically. And where else can you get to? Oh, somebody fell off of here in a pretty bad way. It looks like a tough jump. Oh, how'd you die? Did you die by just walking in there? Oh, that's a bad landing, isn't it? Why is there a hole in the roof then? Is it just so that I can see that there's a chest on the second floor? If there's a chest on the second floor, you need to fall here instead. Now we look for a broken window or something. Maybe on the other side of this. Okay, no broken windows. Any illusory walls, maybe? Probably not. Okay, so how are we getting down from here then? Oh. Okay, we've got some gross dudes over there. This looks like a tolerable fall. And there's a few things over there. We've got some various worshippers. There's an item there that looks like it may not be too important. And looks like we can go through the front door of that if we want to. I don't know if that's a makeable jump, but I think it probably is. I'm just going to come down here. Okay, there's a little guy, like, trying to make his way over. Okay, something from the upper floor murdered the heck out of me with that shot. Okay. Got more to get through then. Oh, I left my coffee in the car. Just a second. Okay, there we go. That's there. Make sure I got my... Leave you up. Okay. Whew. This has been quite the legacy dungeon, it turns out. Ouch. Okay, so we didn't get the treasure chest in there. And it was up higher for the treasure chest, so I'm not sure how to make that connection. But here, underneath that church, we've got a grace, first of all. And it looks like we've got a highly suspicious room over here. These are Aeonian butterflies. Those are the rot butterflies. Traveler's clothing. Traveler's clothing. Was there somebody who wore that set? Is that set of clothing that belonged to the other character who was afflicted with scarlet rot before? Is this an illusory wall? So apparently, I have heard from the internet, some secret walls have to be hit several times. I still think this is a troll, though. Especially if there's a matching one here. Yeah. Right. Anyways. The Traveler's set. I think I met that person. Traveling maidens. Some to seek audience with the fingers, others to find tarnish they were destined to guide. It's the noble's traveling garb. I'm not certain that it was a noble. There it is, the traveler's clothes, worn by young women who set off into the world to confront their fate. Traveler's manchettes. Okay. Yeah, I think this is for the prosthesis wearer we met before. Anyway, we gave her a prosthesis after all. Traveler's slops. Sadness ahead. I feel as though there's something to make of this flower that I don't fully understand. Oh, got an upstairs. And another elevator. This isn't the same one as before. Where's this going? Is this linking me to the bell tower from before? Yeah, that's linking me to the bell tower. But why? I still can't climb this and survive with that tree alive. Okay, back to the grace we go. He throws like 3 sets of bolts before I even like try to get up that ladder. I didn't know ladder climbing was so loud. Is it because I'm dashing up the ladder? I don't know. That looks like the boss is ahead. This looks like a door, but it's not, is it? I suppose both of these do. This is going to be a tough one, isn't it? Wary of close quarters. Wary of healing, therefore rolling required ahead. Okay. Let's see what we're up against. I'm expecting this to be quite tough. Probably going to get some rot. This is the one who fought Radahn to a standstill, afflicting him such that he lost his mind. The red hair of Radagon's line. Missing an arm. A Valkyrie prosthesis.
I dreamt for so long. My flesh was dull gold, and my blood rotted. Corpse after corpse left in my wake.
I understand those swords left
I
planted in the
awaited
earth along
his return.
everywhere are your doing. The return. Creates an interesting
Heed
look.
my
The
words.
right arm longer than her left.
I am Melania, blade of Mikola.
Sorry to say, the other Empyrean will not return.
And I have never known defeat.
That's true. I think she healed when she hit me. Interesting.
Blade of Mikola.
I feel that I should try parrying here. She's the right size for it, and some of her swings I can predict. Oh, I didn't realize I got this. This is, dropped by Loretta. Said to imitate that of a sacred drop of dew, which inspired the absurd rumor that Loretta herself was an Albinoric. I still have not come to understand who or what the Albinorics are. This does magic damage on attacking, technically. Blocks fairly well, theoretically. Commonly employed in the Shattering. Makes sense that the soldiers here would have to be soldiers of the Shattering. But we'll be looking to use a small shield for this. We want to maximize our slash defense. We're not currently ideal for that. This weighs 9 pounds. Yeah, these are like special garb. They're not actually sorted by weight up here. I don't quite understand how the hats are sorted. Like, the rest are in weight classes, largely. May mask. Slash 5.8 there. 7.0, but that is a very heavy hat. I think these are, like, considered cosmetic. Here's where we get into the normal stuff. 4.0. Let's use that as our standard comparison. We're not actually getting a huge difference without adding a lot of weight. The Vulgar Militia Armor, 9.5. We can get quite a bit more. Ah. Eyes and ears of Sir Gideon the All-Knowing. And the Exile Greaves, like a bit of personal rep. Just the personal touch, a little bit. Okay. Let's see how this is going to go. Certainly going to have to learn her. That's a grab attack. She has interestingly low poise. She is not similar to an existing boss, which is going to make it take a bit to learn her. A lot of bosses that I can learn quickly is because they have similarities to other bosses or other attack patterns in Souls games. So we're just going to run into this several times. Was there a bit of a click before her actual attack? Maybe. I know that attack of hers has poise. Oh, for that matter, are we using the, I have not re-equipped certain things. We don't care about this. We'll use the Star Scourge instead. Yeah, that's probably our preferred talisman layout. That was a successful parry, I believe. That was slow. Or that was, early, not slow. Other thing. 2 successful parries, though. She's got a pretty good amount of stagger to her. Or, not stagger, poise. It's going to take several parries for her to actually go into a critical state. Too early. Also, it was a kick. I don't know if those are going to be handled differently. She kicked me again. Okay. So she's got a telegraph on that with like a click in the hand. I might also want to try just a longsword to be less committal on my attacks. Looks like we need to be very quick with this fight as we get into it. I was too I was too late on my parry, I think. I had the wrong parry timing. We're gonna have to get good here for this. I don't want to try I don't really want to try parrying her super delayed sweeps. I want to try the ones that I can get on reaction. But it's gonna take a bit. Yeah, okay, that was quick. I'm gonna have a lot of fast deaths here. Like, oh boy. Not all of her attacks one-shot us, but several do. Can I wear the knight armor in its entirety? Well, even if I did, it's not that big a difference, I don't think. Okay, just a slight adjustment. If I fail a parry, I'm gonna die. Because she will attack again before I can be out of the parry animation. But I still think parrying is the right thing to be thinking of here. Like that. The first scrape against the shield that you're hearing, that is the parry failure. I could also try just blocking periodically. We've only got 77 physical negation on this, though. And there's no small shield that has 100% physical negation. I would have to go to a larger shield with a worse parry option. Oh. Such a delayed swing. I should probably just stay away from that one. It's very interesting that she saps health with every single attack. They haven't done that on a boss before. As far as I know. Bad parry. That one was too late. This is the type of fight, the type of case where it starts to hurt that I don't have a higher level character to practice this with. Because it would be really great to practice this with, like, a health bar 3 or 4 times as long and some defenses. What do you do if I keep my distance like this? What's your approach like? Congratulations to that guy. Okay. I didn't die in the very first exchange. This is going to be tough. I would suspect that if anything, her weakness would have to be fire. So if I switch off weapons, I'll be using probably a fire longsword. Possibly. guessing I have to parry about 3 attacks to down her. I'm going to try changing the weapon out. Maybe. The clock tower fight in Bloodborne, though, the distance she moves is like almost preset. She's very predictable. This fight already has more variety. Oh, it's already set to that. Okay. Definitely not getting a charge attack off against an enemy like this. All right, let's keep at it. Whew. Parry seems a little slow. Maybe slower than I'm used to. I need to do it a bit more preemptively then? Less preemptively than that, though? More? I might need to try rolling out of a failed parry. What's the fastest I can roll out of a parry? That's the fastest I can roll out of a parry. That's way too slow. I don't think it's going to work. But I've seen that she's parryable. I really want to be able to do it. So that little post about a fake wall that took multiple hits is like completely different. Usually, if there is a wall that is fake somewhere, it's usually telegraphed. Usually, the end of the wall feels unnatural. Sometimes it looks like it doesn't match something. Sometimes you can look at the room that's on the other side of it from some other place, or you can otherwise understand that a room is not as big as it's supposed to be. Hitting a wall that many times to find a secret has not been a thing in the game before. Yeah, okay. I need to be holding off on these jump attacks. I got excited because I saw that they can stagger her, but that's not going to be a reliable way for me to get in. I need to find the proper, like, cases where I can stop. Where I can get in hits. Yeah, I don't know what to make of the idea that possibly certain walls require you to hit them multiple times. I found some illusory walls in the game. The ones I found, you just hit once. Yeah. If she's in a neutral stance, I think she's just going to punish. Oh, I see. When her hand clicks, she's choking up on the sword. It's like pulling the sword further down through so she can swing it faster. Okay. It's pretty legit. Yeah, there were a couple things jarring about that. Part of me is thinking that they might have, like, glitched through the wall. I don't know. I know the area that was depicted there. I could go over and check in a bit. Oh, that's a grab. Bye. That you are. You know, I ran into Mikola. You're not keeping him company. I killed the dude standing in front of him. Well, the thing is, the area he was, like, wailing at and what he was doing, it's a room you can normally access. So I was very confused. I'm going to go over there and show the wall that he was apparently swinging into. And there were a couple peculiarities about it. I think I know where to find it or what to do. So it was here in the Volcano Manor. He was... it's the attacks he was doing, funnily enough, We're connecting him to this room, and this was the wall he was talking about. Now, there are other places in the Volcano Manor where fake walls have been identified by these crooked paintings. So that might be the hint that shows you this. That's probably it. Okay. That's a Volcano Manor specific thing. There are fake walls that are denoted by these crooked paintings, but in the main area of the Volcano Manor, you can't attack because this is like, there's like a bunch of people here originally. It's like a socializing zone type of thing. But over here, there's one illusory wall that you can just roll into. So I think he was fighting from like back here and slapping some other walls that correlated to paintings until his attack clipped through the wall and hit the painting. But the actual like coding behind that is probably copy pasted. Okay, so let's see. I need to go forward by about 2 rooms worth and then possibly take a left and attack an inner wall. Let me see if I can figure that out. Yeah. So forward by probably about 2 rooms worth. So then that would make it approximately this wall. Well, that doesn't look the same as other walls. So let me equip a very long weapon, because I'm assuming that what he did required clipping through a wall. Like, required the weapon kind of clip through the wall. So... see, I don't remember what the exact weapon he used was. It was probably a claymore. I don't think it's that the wall has HP or anything. It looked like it was probably a claymore or a Zweihander. Like, this looks similar to the video. It's a remarkably long weapon. There. I got it to trigger. Yeah. That's gotta be a mechanic that is... They weirdly copy-pasted something. Oh, I get an audio distortion walking through this. Y'all hear that? Yep. This is probably a bug, and I don't think it leads to anything. So the other one he did would be wrapping around a bunch of other stuff and coming around to this. Probably replicate the same dang thing. Let's see. So it would be kind of over this way. Back through here. And I could probably just use this Y to get through here. Wary of up. Yep, we've got snails on the roof. Several of them. I don't know how many of these guys are actually aggressive. And these can spit, right? Yeah, they just spit poison at me. So there's an item back here that I apparently never got. So we've certainly got walls here that seem to be indicating something. And yep, that can be knocked down. And probably this one too. That one was actually intentional. That's what an intentional illusory wall looks like. It cuts down immediately. and I got something I hadn't gotten before. So that's cool. Also, if you noticed, measuring out that hallway I was at before, that hallway kept going out this far, but that back room, clearly, like, this corresponded with the viewing hall, which, like, ends a little abruptly, and there's also a closed door here that I cannot open. So you can discern that there is some other thing behind here or some way of getting into that. But yeah, I'm fairly certain that the behavior that was being showcased there is exclusive to the Volcano Manor because they copy-pasted an illusory door asset. That is my guess. Which one of these is it? I'm guessing it's probably the Halid Tree Roots. That's my guess. There might be some items up here in the Halid Tree that I've missed. Yep, this is the spot. Back to practice. All right, what you got? Oh, that's a thrust? Okay. I guess that can be a thrust. I think I've seen that before as the triple slash. That's the difference I'm going to have to figure out, is it seems like she can move fairly quickly and strike at a pretty long distance. Compared to some other bosses who have worked like her in the past. We haven't had like an agile swordsman to this extent. We've had bestial swordsmen. That's a typical thing. Okay, I should take that to be her standard pattern, which is a slash, delayed, slash, slash. Our best parry opportunities are usually going to be if we can see one attack, understand how it chains, and then parry the second attack. So I should spend a bit of time just dodging to figure out her stuff before I try to parry it. What range do I have to be at for you to try something? Very close. Okay. Second one was a bit slower than that. She has an interesting, like, almost pseudo-robotic way of moving. She's got like a toy soldier type of affect going on. She's like clockwork, snapping into place as she makes each strike. She is half prosthetic. It's an interesting thought. I do find it disconcerting that you are the Blade of Mikola and he's not here. So that response of hers seems pretty typical, and that might make for a very solid flow. If we get one slash on her, it seems she likes to dash to the side and then do a cut. And I need to time out the parry on that correctly, because that might be a loopable behavior. Also, for the record, it looks like fire damage performs just fine. Okay, she went into the kick afterwards. Okay, too early. It is an odd amount of delay on that. Now, I could just try to dodge it, and then, like, break off, and then try to go back in. I'd like to figure out, like, proper looping behaviors, but I need to understand everything she's doing all at once, basically. This has got to be an interesting fight to try to co-op through or use summons, because she's going to vamp up off of your buddies. Yeah. The other thing that's noteworthy about the fight in the clock tower, Maria in Bloodborne, you can backstab Maria pretty reliably, actually. That's a big part of that fight, is just getting her in a backstab behavior. But this enemy's not going to be backstabbable. It's parryable. I really get the feeling I can figure out that timing if I just work at it. I don't think it's a case of buffering after. There's a distinct delay. Done it correctly only a couple of times. I do need to be waiting for her to start the swing to get that to work. Okay. See, she has a quick in and out. I'm not familiar with the attacks that come out of her kicks, but there's several things going on there. That's a delayed stab. So she does a full step, and when she lands, she goes for the stab. It was only very slightly bothering me. So I've recognized that if I try to do a running attack at her, she will sometimes sidestep around and hit me with an attack I won't be able to avoid. So I'm trying to not do that, but that's going to kind of close the gap on the options of what I actually can do. I think Fire or Frost would probably be the most effective. Frost might be helpful because it might slow her down. Fire should be the most effective thing to use against Rot. That's just sense. That was too late, I believe. Was it too early? That's the trouble with figuring out parry timings initially. It's hard to tell if you're too late or too early. I think there might be a difference in the sound effects. I believe both of those things result in the same, like, kind of behavior. I think if you're too early, you can still hear a clanking sound. Nope. Okay, so that blade starts with its drag to her right. So I need to be where her cape is to not get hit by that on the pickup. This is probably the kind of fight that will pick up in speed a lot as I figure it out. Like, a lot. I can't even tell how big her health bar is because she's erasing my damage every time I, like, actually die. It's gonna be a lot of I hit her once and then I fall down. A lot of that. She could also be vulnerable to bleed, maybe? Who knows? I don't know why I keep going for a parry there. Let's see. Especially because I can't tell if the parry's early or late, so I'm not learning anything. The only attack that I've parried somewhat successfully is the one where she tries to dash behind me. I wonder if that's baited out by my running. Maybe running causes her to do that. Specifically. Well, that time she just kind of did it. And I wasn't running in, like, that close to her. I stopped. And then she's moved and killed me. It's got to be very early. It's a long string. Okay, so it did something more like 1,000 to her before I lost control of it. Yeah, the parry has to be fairly early because it looks like it actually kind of has an interaction with her animation. So I'm probably supposed to get the parry out decently before her swing is, like, coming in. You just left. Blade's a little long. So I don't want to sacrifice the range of moving to any other particular weapon. Straight swords give you a lot of range, a lot of reach. I could try a rapier setup if I had a good rapier, but I'm not that confident in my rapier play. If I was going to do anything rapier-wise, it'd probably be the Frozen Needle, which I only have at a +5 right now. Frozen Needle's a special weapon, so we can get it up to plus whatever we want without a fuss. Nope. Yeah, that's her, like, reply attack. So she will kind of throw that out sometimes as an answer to taking damage. Specifically if we're squared up. Which means that after doing damage, I can either roll out or try to parry it. I think I can probably get in 2 swipes instead of 1 swipe when I'm hurting her. I know I get the stagger off the first swipe. I haven't been confident that she'll continue to get staggered. Taking a hit gives you momentary poise in this. That'll kill. I did not respond to that circumstance correctly. I also missed my parry, which is a bummer. Yeah, you got to be inputting that pretty weirdly fast. So I've been late every other time, I would surmise. But yes, we can do 2 swipes, and she'll get staggered by both if she's hit by the first one. Unless she decides to go into a poised attack, in which case she won't get staggered by the second one. She'll do a poised thing, and her side leap has poise. So, if she does the side leap, if I do 2 attacks and she does the side leap, I think I need to roll backwards. Or I need to do 1 swipe and parry the attack afterwards. The thing is, the damage I got out of that other parry was not even that crazy compared to her health bar with this weapon setup. That keeps happening. What if I attack her and buff her out a parry almost immediately afterwards? Like, as soon as she comes out of stun, I buff her a parry. Because I'm trying to react, and I'm not being quick enough on the reaction. I can't dodge in on that. Her swipes are too big, so she catches the end of my roll with her second swing. We probably can't roll in against this boss ever. Maybe we can from certain things. We can roll in on the stab and punish that. We can roll in on some of the leaping slams, because they're not very persistent. She's not following them up, from what I've seen. She might get some follow-ups on them as we go. Who knows? Whatever. So I missed a parry on that kick, and the missed parry counted as a block, which drained my entire stamina bar, because that's a very high stagger type attack, which is about what I had assumed, given that it is a kick. I need to recognize when that attack is going to come out so that I can respond to it differently. It seems as though most of the things, if she picks herself up off the ground, she's probably going for a kick. Okay, her swing landed first, so she got me. I have never had to try this hard to stand at the starting line of a boss fight. Like, I am being shredded without even touching her routinely. It is unusual for me to be unable to hit the boss at all. Okay, that time I buffered it. Buffering it makes it too fast. Like, that's too soon. Okay. I'm going to try unequipping the shield under the assumption that the shield is putting bad habits on me for now. And we will unseal the shield option later on once I understand more of her patterns. But for now, I need to deny myself that option and try other things. Consequentially, this does mean I might be able to try Flame of the Red Veins, but I don't have high hopes for that attack here. Let's just focus on dodging and punishing openings for a bit. Couldn't get away. Specifically, the first time I tried to drink, it like didn't happen. I might have hit the wrong button, and then she was on top of me for the rest of the fight. And this is still the first phase. How do you respond to that? She basically moved through it. The multi-slash I really need to recognize because I need to be able to roll forward when she's going to do that specific attack. Because if I roll backwards, she has a follow-up step on that attack at the end of it, and that'll kill me, for sure. That was too early. I wonder if I can follow her movements and stagger lock her out of a lot of attacks. That's an interesting thought. She does have that low poise. Because if I can stagger lock her out of some of what she does, I won't need to dodge as much. Can't roll forward on that. I very much want to because it's a good option on so many other fights, but her sword is really big. I'm gonna take the shield back out, and I'm gonna try to be more disciplined about using it. I should only go to it when I can read the attack. That was no good. It's very demoralizing to look back down at the health bar and see it full every time the fight ends. I know that it's because when the fight ends, she gets like 4 extra vampirism things, but it is very annoying to look at. I Not like seeing that. I like being able to see my progress. Okay, that was 4 hits, and then she left. Okay. So half the time she's going to just go for a thrash there. Looks like if she backs straight out, that's something she likes to do. Now that was after a parry she went for it. And I couldn't interrupt her because I wasn't going to close the gap in time. But to some extent, we can parry her and then immediately follow up with more attacks. And keep the pressure on. I think this fight is intended to play out like a tug of war. So let's see how we can lean into that. Okay, I was mixed between rolling one more time and attacking, and I needed to roll one more time. I mean, she was up in the air, so I should have understood. Her skirt's very nice. You can tell that she's wearing, like, short pants beneath it, because it has to not restrict her. But as much as the character needs to not be restricted, I expect that they're trying to hide their rot. Dang it! I do not like being killed by the backswing of, like, an attack startup. Well, if it's the startup, it's not the backswing, but I don't like being killed by a place the blade incidentally is, as opposed to the attack itself. But when you give a small character a big weapon, this stuff happens. Heck, when you give a big character a big weapon, this stuff happens. It's just like a prospect of the weapon size. I don't know what that is. Okay. I didn't know what she wanted to do, and I was trying to get to a safe place. But when she, like, she ended her attack string and backed up again. And I was like, oh, how do I get to how do I hang out somewhere now? She didn't heal to full that time. Ah, okay, she was able to correct just a little bit more than I wanted. I only barely got hit by that attack. I was very close to the correct position. If my roll was a little later, I could have gotten away with that. In which case, that's a good time to do damage. We don't have that many chances to do good damage here, so... If I failed that parry, I'm in a really, really bad state. Because every time I've tried to dodge that attack, I have failed. Every time I've tried to dodge the follow-up attack, the startup of the second swing kills me. So, if I fail the parry, I think I need to mash roll back. I'm gonna try that next time. I might need to do roll left. Roll past on the right doesn't work. Roll past on the left might work. Which is funny, because I've been rolling past to the left for so many other bosses. I don't know why I think to do the opposite here. I do not like her step forward murder attack. I am not used to her step forward murder me attack. She spends so much time just staring at me that when she decides to kill me, I'm not ready for it. Let's see. Dang it. I felt that parry was fine. I'm annoyed by that one. I think it was just a little late. Like, if the game says it wasn't correct, I think it was probably a little late, but I felt like it was fine. It's a weirdly early timing for her that is needed to parry her. Like, the attacks have barely started and you need to have the parry out. Oh, right. Okay, that's how she does that string. I haven't seen that string very often. Partially because I haven't survived it. Usually she does the kick when she's kind of pursuing and stepping up on me. And I have not been in a good flow in those cases anyway, and I usually get killed by the kick. So that's only the second time I've seen that sequence with the stab. Did it again. So it might be possible to parry the first slice of the triple slice, but I'm not getting the timing for that right every time I've tried it. If it's possible. It's probably possible. I get the feeling that a lot of her attacks are parryable. Probably every single attack that isn't simply a thrust. Right, I can't parry that one, especially not with that timing. It might be possible to parry that one with very precise timing. If it is, then I need to parry the moment she touches the ground. I'll have to try that. Yeah, I'll risk my life on it, but I'll have to try it. Actually, not quite. If I have the incorrect parry timing on that and full health, I will survive. Because that happened to me in the early attempts. She can go into that really fast. I think she was technically back in neutral when I drank, or she was at the end of the stab, which means that her drink time to that follow-up, the end of her stab to that follow-up is shorter than my full drink time. Unless if I buffered the drink after rolling the stab, I think I'd get away with it. Too late again. Ah. I thought she had finished and come to a rest, but no, she was still in the mood to do stuff. That might have been a button press response. I think she might have gone into that attack because she was technically in neutral when I hit the button. Ah, she caught me. Her heal on the grab is bigger, but I kind of expected that. She was very grab happy that time. She did 2 grab attempts in very little time. Bruh. And this is not the boss they adjusted. There's another boss they apparently slowed down with the patch. They said his attacks are too fast. Too late. Or too early. That was way too early, actually. Blech. That was a panic parry, which I need to stop doing. Absolutely. That's why I put the shield away earlier, to stop myself from panic parrying. It's not a button you hit on reflex. You hit it because you know you can. Really got to have good knowledge of the attack that's coming in before you try it. I rolled too early, and I was in the wrong spot. I wrapped around her too far. She is very much like Maria in that her back is very small. You don't have a big space to work with in terms of hanging out behind her sword. That's what it is. Her sword is very big, considering that the space behind her shoulders is very small. She got a small butt compared to other Dark Souls bosses. I could also express that as a sword to arms ratio. Ah, she can keep going after that? What a punk. So she can do her triple slash, then 1-2 afterwards as well. Wow. I'm really not going to get her off of her pace without figuring out some other parry timings. There's a lot of options, which is also the problem. She can do a lot of stuff, so... What are you trying to parry? Is that the attack? Is that something else? She's got a dozen things going on. What you gonna do? I think bleed might be fairly effective. Oh, okay, so she did 1 swipe and then reset, and then did the flurry again. So I could certainly try other damage types, but right now, I'm not landing enough hits on her to make any other damage type or status effect matter. I'm not hitting her enough for those effects to pop. Even if bleed popped every 2 hits, I would not have a different fight right now. I would have a different fight if I like pulled out a bow and tried to use that. Ah, that was too early.
Blade of Mikola.
Lost my metal a bit there. But yeah, it's unlike other fights in terms of the parry time, or unlike earlier games. I wonder if all the Elden Ring parries are actually like this, and I just haven't been using them enough. I'm not trying to get people with the startup of me moving the shield. I'm trying to get them with the parry when the shield is like halfway in transit, which is different from how parrying has worked before. I don't know if that's unique to this boss or if that's just the Elden Ring parry timing, because I really have not been using this mechanic in a general sense. Dead.
Blade of Mikola.
Yeah, I missed a parry there. Oh, I really want to figure this out. If I am going for a bleed build on her, that's also definitively a dual wield build. That's usually the best way to get that done. You can maybe do, I can maybe do like a single curved sword or a rapier with bleed on it. The bleed value will be lower, so I'll have to get more hits for it. I'm also not sure if I have good opportunities for dual wielding attacks. Probably a couple. Ah. I do not want to trade hits with her. I want to hit her preemptively as often as possible. That is a good similarity with, what's her face? Maria of the Clock Tower. You can definitely play around Maria of the Clock Tower by just continually hitting her preemptively. The other fight you can play around like that is Sister Frieda. But Sister Frieda's attacks are actually mostly pretty slow and very telegraphed. She just has like a lot of phases and extra effects and things. I am very commonly mistaking her combo enders because, like everything else in Elden Ring, she's very fluid about going from one thing into the next. She does not, like, solidly or necessarily end a combo. She decides to end a combo, and once she's locked into the decision of ending a combo, then there's a cooldown at the end. But only once she makes the decision to not do something else. Was that really not the right timing? Really? Interesting thing is, even if I watch somebody doing this, I'm not going to know the difference in terms of when they're pressing the button. It's not like a big... It's not super visible. Okay, I think I heard somebody saying online that it's when the stamina is spent that the parry becomes active. Really? That's a death. Also, the fourth swing she does after she does the triple swing can completely turn her around. But from what I've seen, if I dodge that, I will get a hit on her. The dodge stab seems pretty effective here, since if I land the dodge stab, it will knock her out of whatever else she's doing. You know, rather than flame, heavy might be more effective for damage. I'm just really not concerned about how much damage I'm doing right now. I'm concerned about how quickly I'm getting killed. This would be a good time to have a mod where I could just, like, turn off health for both of us and just try fighting her for a very, very long time and see what happens. Right, so there's one type of dive she does where she will, where she's just jumping to the side, and another type where she's jumping to the side with a slash. Her arm posture is different for the two of those. One of those, I can just swing at her when she lands. The other one, I need to be ready to avoid or parry the attack. If she is going for the sword-based dash, that is my best indicator of a parry timer. That'll kill. That kick attack is awful to try to parry. I'm not confident if it is parryable, and either way, if on a missed parry, it saps all my stamina, it's going to do damage into me, and she doesn't have a lot of cooldown after it. It's a vicious combo starter for her. And I'm not reacting yet to the nuance in her individual movements. I'm reacting to the general movements, and that'll differentiate as we go. When she decides to let the sword fall back down to her side, that's when she's finished a combo. Also, pacing and taking steps is a decision, so it's safer for me to heal while she's in the middle of taking steps than it is while she's standing still. If she's taking steps and I'm out of the range of her triple slash, it's a safe drink. The game just crashed. Don't at me with that. Just close down. I need to practice. Hey. I'll get this back up shortly. I want to give this at least 2 hours for now. I really might need to watch a video for this fight or talk to some people about it. The other option is I might need to put away the shield again. I either need to put away the shield again or I need to like actually see a tutorial on the shield timing. I really think I'm getting it too late based on the successful ones I've gotten. The successful ones, I've been throwing it out super early and very surprisingly getting it. And I'd like to get some third-party verification, so to speak, on when the right time is and how that works. Every 3 parries gives us a riposte on this fight, from what I've seen. But apart from that, if I actually parry her, it's usually going to set me up in a pretty good way that I can go in again. I'm glad it didn't disconnect me mid-fight. That's good. It's just a loading screen crash, which has been happening plenty often, actually. I imagine that they've got some stability back with the patch, but eh. Alright, back to it. I had an unfortunate lag spike going in there. I thought I saw a flash of light reflect for a moment. But none of my bulbs went out. but I did lose control in the game. It was probably some kind of pop-up coming up that took focus away. I don't know. So as a note, with fire, we're doing about 200 damage. Oh, that was the stab. I'm going to change the weapon parameters and see if we do more damage. Because I think with my current setup, I can do way more damage with a heavy longsword than I can, or a quality longsword even, than I'm inflicting right now. So let's make a change. I'm also never using Flame of the Red Mains here, so let's not worry about it. So, if we go to Determination, Standard, we've got about 290. Keen, we've got about, that is 270. Heavy, we've got about 300. And that is all before we boost our strength by an extra 10. So with the strength boosted by 10, and a whole bunch of lag for some reason, the attack rating is 337. Okay. That's with the Star Scourge Medallion. Ah. Why am I getting so much? I'm going to close out some other windows. I don't know what's eating it. I don't know if this is something eating my resources or my bandwidth or something else. I would assume it's a bandwidth thing. No, it's got to be resources because it's the game that's lagging. All right. Got all our extra web browser windows closed. And Steam shouldn't be trying to do anything while I'm playing. So. So, across 2 hits, we dealt 437 damage. That is an average of 20 more damage per hit. That means that fire is actually quite effective against her. Because switching off to a setup where we had markedly better scaling, we're getting less damage. Well, we're getting a marginal increase in damage with a big increase in scaling. So, let's see. I'm going to try out the Fire Scorpion Charm. This is going to be a big pivot in terms of some of our scaling and damage sources and things like that. Well, this is going to be a big pivot in terms of our mitigation. So we have to see if we start dying faster. Oh, right. I don't have the ability to do Fire Affinity without Flame of the Red Mains. That's a whetstone I didn't find, wherever it is. Okay. So we are going Fire. Our primary scaling is still Strength. Yeah, Strength and Dex are both scaling into fire damage on this. So, let's see. Moved. It's 411 with that. Is this showing me how much damage it is? Yeah, that's actually pretty good amount of fire damage. It's a better amount of fire damage than we're getting out of almost anything else we're using. Let's see. I don't think I have anything else that can provide a damage adjustment. So a raw attack power of 411. Now that's split damage. Split damage is a weird thing, but I'm pretty sure she was actually somewhat vulnerable to fire. Or other take, strike damage might be more effective against her than slash. So we can try a strike weapon next. That's death. Gotta hit her to test the damage. I also forgot to drink a potion on the way in. Whoops. But her single cut didn't kill me, so I think I don't need to worry about the mitigation difference. I don't think she's I don't think there's a possibility of her being vulnerable to poison because she is rot themed. And she's not inflicting rot now, but I think her second phase is going to be rot themed. Her thirds. That was actually before her step in, she got me. So my back step wasn't quite enough. I see that her fourth swing, she takes the blade back to the full extension. Oh, it's also possible that our best configuration might be heavy weapon with flame grease. What? What did I clank against? Oh, that dodge was too early? I dealt 520 with 2 swipes there. So I think we're on better damage now after adding the extra fire damage thingamajig. It's also loosely possible that something's better than the Star Scourge heirloom, but no, not really. Not with my current setup. I just can't get that on time anymore. I was trying to dodge out. I was slow on the button. I was doing better when I was not going for parries, but I really think I'm gonna benefit so much from learning to parry this boss. So much. This might be worth tracking down patches and getting the Parrying Dagger, actually. Ah, dang it. So, I think that's actually something unnecessary that the game does. When you're locked onto somebody and they jump and you dodge near them, it ratchets your camera up. I wish it didn't do that. I'm gonna try and look up Patch's location because it actually got updated in the patch. So where did that guy go? The Shaded Castle. Okay. Let's head to the Shaded Castle. Because I want to try incorporating the Parry Dagger ability. Shaded Castle is over here. And he is apparently just before the boss, and I believe this is the right location for that, more or less. Okay. Now, it just said before the boss. I don't know if that's, like, right before the boss, or... Some of these statues look weird, man. Oh, hey, Patches. You're not doing so well, are you?
I should have stuck to what I no matter. Gullible, yes, but Make certain that Tanith gets
Dancers, castanets.
nothing. It's just, come on, Tanith, back on your high horse.
This is actually a cool note about Patches. In almost every game, despite Patches being a scoundrel... Oh, I did not mean to do that. Whoops. Well, okay, that happened. Yep, that I clicked because I was going back and forth between the screens, and it made me attack. Oops. Sorry, Patches. Despite him being a scoundrel, as I was saying, in every game, he always helps somebody at some point. But oops, we killed him. I did not mean to do that, but I did. Also, apparently I can come back here and talk to this guy.
Oh, you... Allow me some time. Our lord's carcass is vast, and not easily consumed. Dear Rykard, I wish to be your
Oh, boy.
servant. Your family. What?
Yeah.
What is it? I have no need of that. I must continue devouring my beloved lord. Dear Rykard, I wish to one day...
All right. Yep. That is... She gonna be at that a while. Okay, yeah, she's from the Volcano Manor. All right. Oops. So... I needed to buy something from him, so we're gonna hand his bell bearing over. I'm glad that every shopkeep drops a bell bearing if you accidentally kill them. Sorry, Patches. Did not mean it. That load of good that does you. Woo! Pop this, and that should be enough to buy out anything that's remaining from his shop. Bell bearing shop 2, Patches. There it is, the Parrying Dagger. Okay, this also just has the parry skill. But in past games, the Parrying Dagger has a better version of parry. And that's what we're hoping for. Might as well buy some of these other things while I've got runes on me. Why not? Some Grace Mimics. Don't really need anything else. Okay, so let's check out the Parrying Dagger. It will be up with daggers, right? Yeah, there it is. The Parrying Dagger. Yeah, so it seems as though he was offering us something to try and help Tanith. Theoretically, there's somewhere else he can appear now. So this is a longer animation. It is theoretically active longer, and we're going to find out how well that works. Not going to block, so... Although, the Parrying Dagger can't block, unlike the shields. You just swing with it instead. Yeah, that gets me. It gets me a lot. Oh, that's the wrong thing for me to do. If I dodge back on that immediately, I can dodge again and I'll be out of it. But if I hesitate and then dodge early, it's no good. I need to either dodge immediately and have it be wrong, or I need to dodge it correctly. But sometimes I'm gonna misrecognize it as the charge forward, because they both have the same noise, and I'm gonna need to deal with that. That was an example of dodging it immediately and recovering. And that was a case where she used the non-attacking leap to the side, and so I was able to hit her. Ah, she grabbed me. I'm dead. It was going okay up until then. So, interesting thing too, the Parrying Dagger can also be used if you want to parry in a dual dagger set, and you can like throw some kind of status effect on it. So if I decide I want to fight her with like dual wield bleed, using the Parrying Dagger will work for that pretty well. So I can upgrade it and another dagger, put bleed on both of them. I don't know if I have a bleed dagger. There's the Reduvia. I could equip the Reduvia if I put on the what's it called? The Silver Tear Mask. Dead. Yep. Yeah, that one was definitely a premature decision to heal. Which is happening a lot. It's a very weird, fussy difference between safe healing and unsafe healing in this fight. Try grass, try fleeing. Be wary of healing, therefore a strong foe ahead. The bit there about try grass, I think, is just a funny, like, you should just go touch grass notion. That's what I think it is. So, something I note, everywhere we have seen tree roots in the game, like the actual depths of the roots, there are corpses being taken up into it. It seems as though that is what is occurring. I'm assuming that is the influence of the Erd tree. Although it may be related instead to those who live in death. Here at the Halig tree, we see no corpses. And it's like white. It might be snowy, but it might be ash. Hard to say. Please no. Why can't you just be done with a thing and let me heal? Just... It's very peculiar because I need to wait until she finishes an animation, then heal, instead of fitting a heal in during her animations. Because if she's in the middle of something, she can cancel her next hit into something that will kill me for healing. But if she's actually done, then she'll stop and I can heal. It's like a little bit of a backwards way of processing it if you're just thinking about, like, how it works. That one I can heal on. Ah. Yeah, that has enough stagger for her to follow up on. And it's difficult to even, like, think about staying close to her. So every time she does a leaping slam type of thing, I think those all have enough time on them for me to heal. So that's what I need to pay attention to in terms of healing. I noticed that since I brought the Parrying Dagger, she's just not using some of the same attacks I've been looking to parry. Ah, dang it. Then again, maybe it's me. Because the twice when she did the dash to the side slash, I avoided it instead of trying to parry. And that is the attack that I can specifically try to parry. Or rather, that's the best candidate. I think my highest score on her is like 6 hits. So that is annoying that I can like dodge the first part of that and the third swipe got me. I don't know how to deal with that. Also, watching her like get healed, I'm trying to figure out how long of a perfect string of fighting I need to get in order to take her down to second phase. Yeah, if I run all the way into her, she'll almost reliably do that side leap splash. It's like 50% chance she'll throw that out and get me. Ugh. Yeah, I don't even have like basic stability in this fight at this point. Yep. Yeah. Well, that was probably about my 6 hits. It's usually one of the good fights. I think I probably need to hit her at least 20 times to get her into phase 2. Because if I'm doing about, like, 1 hit for about 200 damage, give or take, that would only be about 4,000 damage with 20 hits. That would only be enough if she had a subpar amount of health, given this point in the game. I really need to be able to dodge that. Because I keep dodging it backwards, and it does not work dodged backwards at all. Okay. Given her other things, how many of her attacks do I need to dodge in a specific direction? Can I dodge everything assuming it's that attack? Let's find out. I know what I'm doing. I'm reflexively dodging away from her sword arm. Yeah. And she might. I can't quite tell. I'm having a really hard time counting her health. You know, if I can pick out the ends of her attacks, I can do jump strikes on those. But I have to figure out where her attack stops. The jumping attack does more like 400 damage. Yeah, for this like type of boss in terms of her look and feel, I would usually expect 9,000 or 10,000 like total health, just for this point in the game being what it is, and that might be about what she has. Ah, she caught me. I was being cheeky. They really barely stop at all. That's been a very Elden Ring thing. A lot of these bosses just keep attacking all the time. That's why I'm thinking I really need to figure out the parry setup. It's just to make her stand still for 2 seconds. Like, that's why I want to be able to parry her. I want her attack combo to stop. But even then, the best parry setups I'm finding come after I've hit her. So where does that start? I've seen a couple of things in certain combos that let me hit her. The problem is, if she can charge forward with that, like, rapid thrash thingamajig, that is gonna upset my dodge momentum so ridiculously. Dead. So, I think she did that because I hit X. My character didn't even drink. But I hit X, so she thought to herself, I'm gonna kill this guy. He's definitely trying to heal right now. Thing is, I think I need to roll forward through that attack. But if I actually roll into her, I'll get killed. I need to roll forward but miss her. Okay, that flipped my camera around in an uncomfortable way. I really don't like her dashing triple slash. That's the move that I need to know how to parry. If I can figure out the parry on that, I might be happy with the whole boss. Because that move is wrecking me. And I don't even like looking at it. Like, just very plainly... Alright, I just gotta pretend she's Piston Honda with a much slower, much faster wind-up. I can heal after a grab attempt. Okay, I adjusted my dodge direction. It's better. It's a lot better. That being said, it still looks like I haven't really dented her. Because I'm still not figuring out how to hit her with a real satisfying move. And I've really been relying on hitting bosses with very chunky attacks for the last 2 bosses I killed. The last 2 bosses I killed, I found setups to hit them with fully charged R2s. Several times. That gives her poise, now I know. She healed 500 damage for hitting with that attack. Her healing is not small, like, it's actually really crazy. I think she actually heals for exactly the amount of damage she inflicts, because my health is 520, and she healed 490 damage, minimum. So I think I think it's a 1-to-1 vampirism, which is bonkers. Players with higher health must be lamenting this. She got me. Of course, I'm also assuming she doesn't heal on overkill, which maybe she can. Probably. So it's possible that she heals at a 50% ratio, but she killed me by more than double my health with that particular string of attacks. No, that was a singular stab, but that singular stab might have overkilled me super hard, because I get the feeling that's her hardest hitter in phase 1. Dang it! It's a really cool grab attack, though. It looks really cool. Yeah, if I have it in my mind that every time I'm dodging in that same direction, I'm gonna dodge through the triple slash a lot more often with that, so that's really good. I still want to be able to hit the parry more often, because I just think, like, damage against this boss does not have a future without parries. I'm just not hurting her enough. Like, not nearly enough to be happy about. Let's see. If it's like 250 per hit, if I need to do 5,000, then I need to do a string of 20 hits on her without me taking any hits. A perfect string of 20 hits on a boss like this. Yeah. If I can get the 3 parries, then I think that's going to count as about 4 hits. Well, that's actually before I updated the weapon configuration, because earlier on, before I was equipping the Fire Scorpion, before that I was doing 860 on the riposte. I might have a stronger riposte now, not sure. Dead. I made at least 2 mistakes. The healing was the second mistake, but the first mistake was my dodge direction. I defaulted to dodging backwards. Huge mistake against this. I get a lot more time by dodging forwards. And I need some time to think. Think about my life. Think about my death. It's coming. Best be ready. Have you signed your will? Okay, so that was too late of a parry. It's like a quarter second after her step in, I think. Maybe less. It might be an 1/8 second after her step in. When I was using the shield, I could not purely react to the step in by pressing the parry button, because she has enough delay. That was not working. With the parry dagger, maybe I can just react to the step in and push the button when she gets to me. The other thought, of something I could adjust is I need to do this without taking hits anyway. I could strip off all my armor and go for fast roll. See how that helps. There we go. This is a light load. And if we're down to that, we can do more damage because that's a thing. Wait, really? Only that much? You're kidding me. You are absolutely kidding me. I thought that was a more meaningful difference. Oh, I see. It's a bit of a difference, but it doesn't really compete with the Star Scourge heirloom, does it? So with this, there we go. All right, let's go. Doesn't seem to matter. We can't afford to take hits from the boss anyway, so might as well do this until we figure out the first phase. That's fine. I wasn't gonna have time to heal anyway. We'll just take the fast deaths for a bit. This also means that I'll probably die on a half parry with 0 mitigation, not even equipping the Ritual Shield Talisman. One of the strongest mitigation items around. Nothing but damage. The faster roll speed helped. It actually did. With the faster roll speed, I can mess up on a thrash roll and still get out. And I'm calling it the thrash when it's just the 3 attack. But I think I got out of my roll and back into another roll in between the swings. It's an absurdly fast roll. The parry is like markedly slower than the roll. But it's theoretically like a win more parry, so... Let's see what we got. What? Was that not correct? My dagger was out in front of my face, for the record. That being said, it's not worth continuing that fight if that didn't work. I think I've only gotten 1 successful parry with the dagger. What is up with that? I'm also forgetting my drank. Yeah, the damage mitigation's still awful. Absolutely awful. You know, I could probably be light load with basic clothing on. We'll try that next. That was funny. Alright, I'm gonna put on pants. Dark Souls has a habit of giving you, like, an extra penalty if you are completely bare. And the Dancer Charm is not giving me that much damage anyway. So I'll switch that back. I'm just kind of laughing at my own despair at the moment. So, you know. This got me up to medium load. This is like the lightest set I have. Nothing is lighter than that. Oh no, I take it back. Sorcerer's Manchettes is lighter. That puts me down to a light load. All right. And then switch this guy off for this guy again. Okay, here we go. I don't have to look at this character's scrawny ribcage anymore. And actually, so long as I have the Ritual Shield Talisman, I think certain attacks will probably not one-shot me. She grabbed me, dead. Grab is gonna kill me no matter what. That ain't gonna change. Faster roll is definitely nice, though. There is an item that I haven't grabbed that can give me better rolling properties. I think there are, like, actually maybe two of them. There's a mixed physic, and there's a ring. Each of which I think give me better rolling ability. Well, she's one-shotting me with that now. I deal a clean 260 damage with a roll stab. That's something. I'm gonna change this guy back up. I need more time to learn. With this, I think I can fast roll and maybe survive an attack. Not that attack. Dead. That's a button input read. I needed for her to take about another half step, or commit to taking another half step. Because if she was committed to stepping, she would not cancel her walking into that, which is just a super weird thing that I've caught bosses doing in this game. I have never paid attention to a boss's walk cycles before this. Honestly, this is like, I have definitely learned new techniques trying to get Bloodborne at RL1 to, not Bloodborne, Elden Ring RL1 to work. Dang it. Look at that full health bar she's got. Oh boy. Isn't that something? I think I forgot the drink on my way in too. Forgetting to do that a lot. It's a very, very relevant amount of stats too. I could also try going in with crab meat. That might change the fight. Dang. That was going better. It was going better enough that she didn't even heal the full when she killed me. Let me carry through on that crab meat idea. I'm not actually sure how long crab meat lasts. I hope it's a meaningful amount of time. It probably is. Ah! I didn't read that attack correctly. I was thinking, I'm going for a heal, she's going to do the dash stab on me. But she didn't. I was a fool. By the way, what's the item description on the castanets? I'm curious. Are they a key item? They're not in the key items. Are they just generically usable then? Do they have a function? Or do they disappear from my inventory when I try to give them away? They're probably just gone. So the thing is, I think the crab is not going to change up anything. I don't think it's going to make me able to survive 2 hits, for instance. I don't think it's going to put me beyond the margins. Okay, so there's a thin window to knock her out of something there. Ah, she grabbed me. A lot of times I'm dodging immediately to prepare for her to do like some kind of a slash. But if she goes for the grab, she's going to hit me as a result of my dodging in that case. So, oops. There might be something very clever to do, like to jump with the right timing. There actually might be a few different clever ways of using jumps in this fight, but... I don't think I'm about to find those out anytime soon. Not really working at that at the moment. Well, I was feeling really good with that, like, couple strings of parries. I see why they made the choice that not every parry would result in you getting a riposte against these really tough enemies. But, I wish I knew how effective they were, for one. Because, for instance, in Sekiro, you can see how much you're getting out of a parry. Also, parries in Sekiro are not, like, hyper-committal and dangerous, but, you know, can't have everything. Yeah, can't dodge backwards on that. After I took damage from the bad parry, I wanted to get distance, and I couldn't shake that. I couldn't divorce getting distance from the proper dodge angle in my mind. So getting distance actually means getting behind her, which is difficult to brain, but it's very real. Jump at me, jump at me. Not like that. I'm trying to see if I can prompt her to do the dash at me so that I can practice parrying it more. But she doesn't always do it when I run at her. She just sometimes does it when I run at her. Actually, I'm not sure if it's about the running or the proximity. That triggers the behavior. Okay. That is another thing I haven't tried out, is the Sekiro challenge runs. There's a couple different things you can do in Sekiro, because there are items you get that increase your attack power. You can choose to never use them. There are things you can collect that increase your health. You can choose to not grab those. And there's the ability to level up, but leveling up is very different in Sekiro. She did a jump there. I have not seen her string together in that order. Yeah, that's the one to work on. It's the blindfolded Sekiro run. Honestly, just being able to like audio your way through any of the bosses would be super cool. But the bosses in Sekiro like kind of let you do that, and you're defensively very capable in Sekiro. Yeah, I need to check that out again just because. Sec millennia, need to scratch my head. I dodged too early. Hey, I succeeded one parry, and that's honestly progress. We're gonna figure this fight out one parry attempt at a time. I mean, when it comes to Bloodborne, I absolutely had to learn parrying to kill the final boss. So that was kind of cool. It's kind of neat. It is essential to beating that guy in that game. That was the wrong answer to that circumstance. But I did several other things correctly. I did not die trying to heal, which is a half step to like being good at it. I didn't die trying to heal, and I didn't die by dodging backwards when she pressured me. So many bloodstains here. Okay, I missed my dodge. Also, I tried to parry the kick. I'm pretty confident you can't parry the kick. The kick is actually one attack I might need to dodge backwards on. I think that might be correct for the kick, but only for that. Ah, my dodge was too early. I was making good progress that time. Well, better progress. Not necessarily good progress. I don't know if it was objectively good, but it was better. That counts. Ah, I got one in. Dang it. Yeah, that was the wrong thing for me to react to for a couple different reasons. If she went for the grab instead, I also would have died. So that was a bad roll timing for me. Actually, wait. I think I know why I did that. If she went for the triple slash, I think that was the correct roll for the triple slash. That's what I was doing. Crap. There is a difference in her posture for the two of those, but... Dang it! After a hit trade, like, if it's an actual hit trade, she will go into the next swing so blindingly fast. A hit trade is the last thing we want. I accidentally hit the parry button. I tried to, like, bail out of it, but I was like, I only, like, half pressed the trigger. And I tried to, you know, renege and switch to a dodge, but it was too late. A half press is enough to make it happen. Yeah, you don't need full pressure. And the parry does not happen on release, it happens on press, unlike dodge, which happens on release. I couldn't tell you why I went for a parry there. It was not the right move at all. I forgot to drink. No, I already drank, but I'm only doing 200 damage? I'm only doing 190 damage. Oh boy. So that's what the item set I'm doing. Without the Scorpion, I'm doing less than 200 damage per attack. Which is not gonna ever kill the boss. So this is just learning mode. Great. Actually, wait, there is something else I can do. Let's change the mixed physic to augment my fire damage. This takes the physic off of mitigation. I forgot this is an option. But I haven't been going for, like, elemental damage in a long time. And I haven't been going for elemental damage in a while. Be that magic fire or lightning. Dang it. Best attempt yet. And that was just because I just kept hitting her. Just keep hitting her. It's actually pretty good. She almost got me when she jumped up after that triple slash. Yeah. Yeah, aggression seems like the real thing to do here. Just keep attacking. Don't worry about your defense. It sucks. You're not gonna do it. Rather, I would worry about defending if I was using a shield to properly fully block. I get the feeling that full blocks might be effective against this boss. This might be like the boss where you really get to play with the shield. As a lot of other bosses are just, you know, huge meanies who will crush through a shield. And she's got a grab attack and a kick attack to make sure you don't rely on just the shield. But it seems like a shield would have a big role here. Ah. Yeah, she tends to do that reply if I accidentally just scratch her. If I hit her with the very tip of an attack, I'm not necessarily in range for the follow-up swing. Let's see, do I actually walk forward a little bit on that? I think that's not actually, I think that's not real. It's, oh no, if a rolling stab has a little bit more reach than the basic swing. Yeah, yeah. There are a couple bosses that have that behavior, but this one's very aggressive about it. Loretta did that a lot, and I didn't let her. Yeah. We don't use the running attack. The running attack is a mistake. If I go for the running attack, she's gonna do her dash slash a lot of the time, and I'm just gonna die from eating a dash slash. It's very funny, because I want her to use the dash slash in other cases so that I can parry it. But she has not been using it as part of... if I'm not running, she's not using it. Which is interesting. Weird. There are very, very occasional times where she's used as a reply if I'm hurting her. There, she decided to use it. She came out of that faster than I expected. Like that, the little quick step to double slash. She's not usually that fast out of like a side to side move. So I'm trying to figure out what was different about that. I don't know. I think it's probably that I didn't hit her enough. If I hit her more times, she would have made a different choice because I would have interrupted that attack pattern. The trick here is I need to swing enough to knock her out of most of her offense, but not enough that she decides to use a poised attack. I can drink on that. I can drink on her retreat, pretty sure. Stagger. That was new. Man, that's gonna be a really, really annoying attack to figure out. Okay, maybe I can knock her out of the sky if she does that with a jump attack. Probably not. Oh, man. That's the kind of attack I'm gonna need to see a clip of somebody avoiding to understand what to do about it. Might be the kind of attack I need to bring a shield for, straight up. Not quite. She got her attack off before I did.
Blade of Mikala.
I'm getting the feeling there are some cases where I can just follow after her and do a jumping slash, and I'll get away with it. And I need to find out what those are. I get the feeling, you know what? From now on, if she does a leaping slam or a dash attack, and I evade it successfully and I have my health, I'll try a jumping attack as a punish instead of a regular attack. That should get me closer to a stun faster. Okay, so I didn't do what I said I was going to do by trying to jump up and knock her out of the sky. That looks like a really, really annoying attack. It doesn't look like the kind of thing that I can run away from and get out. And it seems like she's about at the point where she's going to do that if I get her into a stagger. It would be remarkable and pretty hilarious if that's parryable. And you can actually parry the initial startup of it and not worry about the attack. Whoops, misread that. Heal. Okay, yeah, she has, right, she has stagger protection on that. I didn't track with my mind whether she did the prancing escape or the regular step back. I think the prancing escape has her vulnerable for a little bit, but she moves further back. But I have caught her with a leaping attack coming out of the prancing escape. Oh, dang it. That's dead. Ha!
Blade of Mikala.
Well, I am sipping coffee at 1:45 o'clock, so this is going to be a late night. I don't know how much of this night I will be playing Elden Ring for. So tomorrow is not going to get an early start. Probably won't be up and active until 11 a.m. at the earliest tomorrow. Let's reset. She got me.
Blade of Nicola.
I haven't seen her do that attack in a while. But I didn't space it out, so I had to time it. And I did not time it correctly. Whoops.
Blade of Nicola.
I was a little confused about her actions in a couple cases there. For a moment, it actually looked like she was sinking into the floor. Not right at the end, but like in the middle there. It was very strange. Didn't know what to make of it. Yeah, for nimble bosses, it does tend to happen that there's usually some kind of AI loop you can perpetrate for them. Whiff. Dang it. That's no good.
Blade of Nicola.
I need to not miss my leap attacks like that. That's very bad for my health. Let's see. Yeah, it's a bummer, because I didn't want to spoil myself on what the second phase is like, or anything like that. I know people online have been saying some crazy things about her turning into like a rot butterfly or something. You can't miss the comments. People talk about this particular boss a lot. But I think I'm probably just going to watch a guide for this to like understand how to do it. Because there's a whole lot of boss fight to learn. And it has taken me 2.5 hours to learn how to sometimes get her to the second half of her first phase. And it's still a crapshoot. It will probably be about, like, if it's just me grinding the first phase, probably be about 8 hours before I can do her first phase, like, reliably. Either that, or I need to come at this another time when my reaction time is literally on fire. Because I am not reacting to this well enough to get by. Even the things that I'm doing are successful are not reactions. It's mostly like planned option selects. Which is to say, I'm planning out a series of behavior that tends to work, and it's usually getting me there. Or rather, I'm planning out a series of kind of rote things to do that are not necessarily reactions to what she's doing. It's just the option I have that covers the broadest range of what she could do, and sometimes that happens to work. She didn't run forward this time. She usually does. Didn't make a difference. I still had the wrong reaction to her first attack. Ugh. She got me. Dead.
Melania, blade of Mikola.
Okay. Man, even the first phase of this boss is just nerve-wracking. Dang it, I...
Blade of Mikola.
I'm allowed to have a bad reaction to, like, 1 out of every 4 things. And the reaction timing is, like, really... The window to answer this is really short. Dang it. So, we learned something. When she starts the jump, that jump, she has armor. Her other jumps don't necessarily give her armor. Yeah. She's got like 4 types of jump. Some of them give her armor, one of them doesn't. There's one that she does that's not a full jump, it's like a little twist before one of her attacks. That one doesn't give her armor. Her other jumps all do. Because both of her side jumps give her armor during the side jump, but not after she lands. Which includes the side jump slash. She actually loses her armor a little before the slash starts, so it's possible to hit her out of that one as well. It's just a much, much tighter timing. This load screen is taking a very long time. What's up, man? Okay, usually when the game wants to crash, I think... usually when the game wants to crash, I cannot scroll through the tooltips. But I think this is a game crash. Okay. We're going to call it a night for this for now. I really have to... I got to do homework on this boss. This is ridiculous. This is just a... Oof. Ooh. The phase change that I saw, where she did the really big, long, persistent multi-hitter thing, if I could look at that attack and understand where to be, I would not worry about doing research on the boss, because I would know that what I had done in this 2.5 hours was valid and I could overcome that hurdle. But that attack looks right now like it's just going to kill me every time. It doesn't look like I can run out of it. It doesn't look like I can dodge through it because it's 3 attacks in a row with like 4 extra damage pulses. Yeah. This is really tricky. And it's I appreciate the cadence and forcing me to be aggressive and that kind of stuff. It's interesting. It's very different for like a mainline boss. Mainline bosses don't usually let you dictate the pace to this extent. But it's not that you dictate the pace, really. It's that is the pace you need to go to play it with this stat spread. I might need to try using a shield for the fight and like shield counters or something. Because if I can use shield counters at the right time and knock her down, that might change the fight in a very important way. So I might need to break out a shield that has 100% resistance and parry. We can try that. Anyway, that is it for tonight. Thank you for joining, everybody. I hope we wander again soon. Good night.